Hello everyone! I'm going to start my experiments with the medium viscosity resin, and in this video you can watch me make 4 Resin Geode flower coasters. And my first experiment is that I'm not going to wait for the resin to set. I'm going to add the flower design right after mixing the colors, and I'm also going to show you how I mix the colors. So I hope you will enjoy watching my experiment and give me a thumbs up for my video. So I already started mixing the colors and I'm using the Resin Max Titanium White. I get a lot of questions how much paste I add into the resin, and I'm using the Art Pro resin from the Resin Pro company. It's a medium viscosity resin. It has a working time of 1.5 hours. There you can see how much paste I'm adding. So I don't add a lot of paste because a white paste is a very heavy color, and if you add too much then you will get those white dots, and I want to prevent that. So only what's left on the stick I'm adding into the resin. This is the alcohol ink from Let's Resin, and I'm adding 5 drops. There you can see it. And then I mix it again. Adding a little bit more resin because it's too opaque, and if it's too opaque then it will sink for sure to the bottom of the silicone mold. The second color is also a Resin Max, but then in the color Emerald City, a very nice dark green color. Again mixing it in the jar, then scraping it to the sides of the jar, and what's left on a stick that I'm going to use in a little bit of resin. There you can see it. Mixing it. So in this experiment I'm not going to wait for the resin to set, what I already mentioned. I'm going to pour it right away after I'm done with the mixing, and then we can see if the color drops to the bottom or not. And my second experiment will be that I'm going to wait for 30 minutes before I'm going to add the flower design. And I'm also going to do a third experiment in which I wait for 45 minutes. So now I'm going to add a drop-in tint from Dip-On, and this is the color Rare Jade Pearl. 8 drops. Very nice color, very sparkly. But I have a risk with the medium viscosity resin that I get air bubbles, because the thicker the resin, the more air bubbles. And if you use a thin resin, then there's a much better air release in the resin. So now I'm going to add the colors into a piping bag or a pastry bag. There you can see it. And I'm using the silicone mold from Molds and Shapes, and I mention it in every video, but they have great quality molds. And if you're interested, the link to their website is in the description below this video, and you won't be disappointed if you buy some molds from them, because I use them all the time, and if you take care of them the way you should, then you can then these molds last a very long time. I always clean them in with water and a little bit of dish soap. And I don't use sharp sticks on the bottom of the silicone mold. And I also don't use a torch, that's alcohol. Someone suggested I should use alcohol into the silicone mold to prevent air bubbles, so that's what I'm going to do. A little bit on the bottom of my mold. And then I'm going to pour the resin into the mold. A thin layer, not too thick, because if you want to create nice flowers, then you don't need a thick layer. Now I'm going to use my heat gun to remove air bubbles. So what I mentioned, I don't use a torch because the flame of the torch is very hot. And then you have a risk that your resin will stick to the silicone. Again, some resin. So what I mentioned, if you are interested in the silicone molds from Molds and Shapes, the link is in the description. I also have a promo code for their website. If you use my code JustPaint5, then you will get 5% discount on your order. So that's great. But the information to that is in the description below this video. So I'm not going to fill the mold all the way to the top because I only need a thin layer. So now I'm going to use alcohol ink, and the two colors that I'm going to use are from Ranger in the colors Honeycomb and Willow. This is the Honeycomb in the middle, one drop. And I already can see some differences between the top right and left and the bottom right and left, because the top right and the bottom left spread much more than the other two coasters. I don't know why that is. Maybe the surface of the resin in the left, top left and the bottom right is not that hot as the other two. I don't know, but you can see the differences. Or the layer is thicker. But I keep going. And this is the willow color, so all the way around I'm going to add drops of this color. Now the differences are very visible. Again, the honeycomb around it. So I don't know what this will do with the experiment of the differences between the coasters, but we will find out. If someone knows why I have these differences between the coasters, please let me know in the comments below this video. Yeah, you can see it, cutting the tip of the piping bag, and I'm starting with white in the center, there you can see it. So I didn't wait for the resin to set, so I use it right away after I mixed the colors. Now I'm going to try to make some nice petals. And hopefully my experiments are helpful for you all. It's for sure for me, because then I can decide much better how long I need to wait for the resin to set before I'm going to add the flower design based on the effect I want to create. And now I'm going to add the second color that I made with the Resin Max Emerald City. There you can see it. And if you're interested in these pastes, because these pastes are very suitable for use in the flower technique, then the link to the website of resinkunst.de is in the description below this video. And I also have a promo code for that website. If you use my code Petra10, then you will get 10% discount on your order. So that's great. And I have a promo code for the Resin Pro company. If you use my code Petra, then you will get 10% on your order. So all the information to my promo codes is in the description below this video. So in between the white, I'm using this very nice green color with a lot of sparkle in it. But you can see it also moves those. Yeah, there are some differences in resin that moves to the left. Maybe that's because of the alcohol that I sprayed into the silicone mold, I don't know. Now I'm going to make some lines from the outside to the inside. That one moved a lot to the left. But yeah, it's an experiment to also see what no waiting time does with the flower design. But I like the colors together, very nice. And now from the inside to the outside, only the green color. So all the supplies I'm using in this video, you can find at the end of the video with the color names. And but also below this video in the description with the link to the website. So if you're curious, please check out the description. There's a lot of information in the description. Also the link to my Etsy shop in which you can buy my mica pigments, mirror glass and a lot more other supplies. And also my supplies are available in the USA and Canada by my associate Evelyn Schaefer. The link to her Etsy shop is also in the description. Now I'm going to add some heat to see what effects I can create with that. And then I'm almost done with the coasters, and I will wait for an hour and then I will show you how they look. So we are 1 hour later, and now I'm going to show you how they look. This one moved a lot to the left, what I already mentioned. I don't know why, because the other two, or three, didn't move. So maybe I sprayed too much alcohol in it. But I think they look nice. The colors are great, and they sparkle a lot. So hopefully you can see, at the end of the video in a close-up, you can see the colors much better. So I will let this dry and then I will take them out of the mold. So the resin is dry, and now it's time to take the coasters out of the mold. And I don't have a problem with that because what I mentioned, I don't use a torch. But this side is very nice. And the two coasters, what I already mentioned in the beginning, the differences, I still like them, but I like the other two better. So maybe it's because of the alcohol that I sprayed into the mold. But if someone knows, please let me know in the comments below this video. But I'm very curious if I have white dots. The first one that moved a lot to the left, but still nice. Yeah, I do have white dots. I already expected it because I didn't wait. But still it looks nice. That one is very pretty. Also some white dots, but also other great effects. It doesn't look that bad. Now I'm going to show you up close. There you can see it, the white dots, but also the other nice effects in the orange, but also the sparkle in the green. Yeah, it looks nice. This is the side how I poured it. Also pretty. So I will do for sure more experiments with some waiting time, and then we can see the differences. So this is the end result. I have them outside in the daylight. There you can see the white dots. Because yeah, white is a very heavy color, and if you don't wait, then you have a risk to get these white dots. But I like the effects. I don't mind that I have those white dots. And the colors are very nice. And the green is, yeah, sparkles a lot. A little bit closer. Yeah, I think they are nice, even with the dots. There you can see it. Some amazing effects. So my next test will be that I'm going to wait for 30 minutes before I'm going to add the flower design, and then we can see the difference in effect. And after I did all my experiments, I'm going to show the coasters side by side, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the effects that you can create. And this is the side how I poured it. So the first two coasters that I'm going to show you are the coasters that moved a lot. And these coasters are very pretty. They didn't move. Some nice colors and blending of colors. So I hope you enjoyed watching my experiment, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up for this video. I will appreciate it a lot. And I want to thank you all for watching again, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!